if you're new to my channel, this may seem a little odd, but thank you for hearing me out. This is how I can help you see how unique your fertility pattern is. So essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to prove to you why 1,000 women who are trying to conceive cannot possibly follow the same generic fertility health plan. Okay, I want you to do something a little odd, a little strange with me. You can pause the video and go to a mirror real quick in the bathroom, or make sure you have good lighting, and stick out your tongue. Stick out your tongue and look at it. And don't just glance, but look at the color of your tongue, look at the coating of your tongue, and look at the shape of it. Is it pale? Is it purple? Does it have dots on it? Does it have red dots at the tip? Does it have tooth marks on the side? Does it have a thick white coating on the top? Does it have a thick greasy coating? Does it have no coating? Does it have cracks going down the middle? Deep cracks? Are there scalloped edges like a pie crust? Your tongue is literally a roadmap of your internal health, and more specifically, fertility and eggquality health. And it's one of the most accurate real-time tools that we have in Chinese medicine to diagnose your fertility pattern. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for on your tongue. Hi there, I'm Dr. Gina Terranoni, and I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and I'm also a certified integrative medicine practitioner, and I specialize in fertility health. Welcome to day 4 of our 30-day fertility challenge. I know looking at your tongue may seem a little strange, but I promise you, by the end of this video, you are going to be amazed at what it can tell you. And I have helped over 2,000 women get pregnant, and one of the tools that I use with them to help them is by looking at their tongue so I can determine what their fertility pattern is, or patterns. Sometimes we have more than one. In traditional Chinese medicine, the tongue is a microsystem of the entire body. It reflects the state of the blood, your energy, your fluids, and your organ systems. It's a diagnostic tool that is more revealing than many expensive tests. So if you're ready to become a fertility detective, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, and then let's get started. So how does this work? Different areas of the tongue correspond to different organ systems. The tip of the tongue relates to the heart, the area just behind it to the lungs, the sides to the liver and gallbladder. In the center, you're going to see your gut health, so stomach and spleen, and the very back relates to kidneys, intestines, and bladder. And then we also look underneath the tongue, but I'll tell you about that a little bit later. So for today, we're going to keep it simple. And we're going to focus on the 3 most important things that you can see with an untrained eye, right? You're not a doctor in acupuncture or Chinese medicine. I've looked at thousands and thousands of tongues, but we're going to go over something really simple that you can look in the mirror and figure out yourself. The color of the tongue body, that's the first thing. The coating of the tongue, and then the shape of the tongue. So let's start with the color of the tongue. And I'll give you a couple of examples. So a pale tongue, this indicates what we call qi, or oxygen and blood deficiency. It means that you're likely a little bit tired or exhausted, maybe anemic. You may have gotten that diagnosis, or maybe your body is lacking the fundamental resources to build a healthy womb lining and mature a healthy egg. Your energy is low, your body feels depleted. If you have a purple or a dusky, sometimes bluish, that tongue can mean blood stasis, which we talked about on day 2. And just a reminder to go back and start the series over. If you haven't watched the first couple videos, this will make even more sense, but you can just watch this one as a standalone. So blood stasis. The circulation in your body is stuck. This is the tongue that I often see with women who've been diagnosed with endometriosis, fibroids, and painful clotty periods. Next up, We've got a red tongue, especially with little to no coating. This indicates what we call in Chinese medicine is yin deficiency, but really it's about fluid deficiency. And this is really common as women turn 35 or older, 40 for sure. We tend to run out of fluids a little bit. Things get a little bit scanty. We also call this empty heat. Your body feels like, and it is, it's running on fumes, like an engine with no coolant. You may feel anxious. You may have some night sweats or just some body warming up in the afternoon. And you may have that feeling of, I'm so tired, but I'm wired. This is so common in perimenopause and menopause as well. So next, let's look at the coating. A thick, greasy white or yellow coating. This shows that most likely you've got dampness or phlegm. And this is the swampy pattern that we mentioned yesterday. Your metabolism is sluggish, and there's an accumulation of fluids bogging down your system. This is a very common pattern that I see with women that have been diagnosed in Western medicine with PCOS. And if you have no coating at all or a peeled tongue, this goes along with that red body of that fluid deficiency, and it's a sign of dryness and burnout. So now let's look at the shape of the tongue. A swollen or a puffy tongue. So often someone who's got a swollen tongue, you'll see teeth marks, or we say like scallop marks on the sides. This indicates an oxygen deficiency or dampness. So the body doesn't have the energy to properly hold its shape or metabolize fluids. The tongue's so heavy, it's literally laying on the teeth, and that's where the marks are coming from. Now we're going to move on to a thin or a very small tongue, or not having the energy to stick the tongue out. This often goes along with a pale color, and it indicates deep blood deficiency. If you look at your tongue and you see that it's pale, a little bit swollen and wet looking, what does that tell us? That's a classic, what we call a kidney yang deficiency tongue. But let me just tell you that we call this a cold pattern, and it's a cold womb from day one. It's very clear on what we need to do. If you see a purple tongue with dark spots, that's severe blood stasis. And often what you're going to see, I didn't really cover this, but this little bonus tip for blood stasis or stagnation is if you look under and there's two veins, if they're very ropey and they're dark purple, that is a classic indicator that you probably have blood stasis. I'm not diagnosing, I'm telling you what I've learned over 25 years as a TCM doctor and what I've seen. If you see a red cracked tongue with no coat, that is a deep yin deficiency. See how this works? It's not a mystery, it's a message. Your body is constantly giving you messages and signals and information, and you can look at your tongue every day. But if you're going to start tracking your tongue and looking every day, or at least once a month, take photos top and underneath once a month, then make sure that you don't scrape or clean your tongue, because that will interfere with the coating. Now, tongue diagnosis can get very complex with combination patterns and subtle variations. At the time of this recording, I do offer personalized tongue analysis or tongue readings. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. Or maybe you can find it in the links below. But I have a course called the Eggquality Method. This is where I go deep into tongue analysis, and I even have students in our community send me photos so I can help them analyze their pattern in the community. It's a cornerstone of my program. Or you can just do a one-off tongue diagnosis. You can get started just with what you saw today. If you look in the mirror and you saw a tongue that was pale, or maybe a little bit purple, or it looked wet or puffy, this is a huge sign that you may have a cold womb. And you can go into the eggquality program or even the warm womb method that is specifically for warming a cold uterus. In just 14 days, this protocol helps to warm your body, build the blood, and improve circulation. You'll literally see your tongue to start to change. It will get pinker. It'll get less swollen. If you're like, this is too much information, to know for sure which pattern is right for you, the best place to start is with my fertility pattern finder. And this combines your tongue signs with all of your symptoms to give you a clear answer. The link is waiting for you in the description. Tongue diagnosis, tongue patterns is such a powerful tool. And now you have it. I want you to start looking at your tongue every morning. It'll change as your health changes, as ideally as your health improves if you're watching all these videos. Now, let's have some fun with this. Describe your tongue in 1 or 2 words in the comments. Is it pale and puffy, red and cracked, purple and spotty? Do you have red, thick veins underneath your tongue? I'm going to be checking in the comments, helping you make sense of what you're seeing. Thank you for being so brave and doing this tongue analysis with me today. Tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about the 5 healthy foods that may be secretly sabotaging your fertility. It's a real eye-opener. You're going to be shocked, at least by number 4. I'll see you tomorrow.